Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us again on another episode of Age Group Podium Junkies. Today on the show, I had the privilege to interview Tom Franssens from Belgium. He primarily races elite doubles and pro doubles. He's raced 42 races and been on the podium 33 times. He races with his partner, Peter Mays. Anyway, today I present to you Tom Franssens.
Yes, thanks for the beautiful introduction, Paul. So my name is Tom. I'm a Belgium Hyrox athlete. I indeed did a lot of races already. I started 5 years ago, and my main goal in Hyrox is to race in the elite doubles with my partner Peter. So I'm actually a doubles specialist. I rarely do elite solo races or solo races in general. I'm a physical trainer in the Belgian Army, and I became a dad recently, so that is a nice one to add to the resume. So I'm a physical trainer, a dad, and a Hyrox elite athlete. I'm not a professional, so I don't get money for competing. I do get some nice sponsorships, but I cannot live from Hyrox alone. But that it's a little bit about me.
Yes. How about and you are 32 years old, right?
Yes, I'm 32. I always say I'm a little bit of a late bloomer, which means that I believe that I can grow and become better until I'm 30, 38, 40 years old. Um, so I hope to be racing in the elites for a couple more years, but I've also seen how fast Hyrox is
Yeah.
progressing, and I don't know if I can follow the curve because it's also one thing that I'm quite optimistic, but I'm a realist at heart. So I do not have the talent that some of the guys like Hunter McIntyre and Tim Vanish have. So I need a little bit more uh, good training sessions, good recovery protocols, and sometimes it helped us in the past to get good transitions. Read the rule book really well so you don't get penalties, and that helped us get some beautiful podiums in the past. So, but I do not think I'm a talented athlete, but I'm very sure that I'm super determined, and I do the small things right.
Yes. What do you do in the Belgium military?
I'm a physical trainer, so
Oh, good.
which means that I had my basic military training for 6 months. Then I had a physical trainer course, which is 1 year. It was the best year of my life. It was 1 week of climbing, 1 week of diving, 1 week of swim training, 1 week of mountain bike training. So every week you did another course. It was 2 weeks of fighting training, some combat training, which I do not like very much because it just hurts. And if you combine it with the other training sessions, it is quite intense. But I did that one, and then you have to just pause on all the yeah small courses, and then at the end you're a physical trainer instructor, and I'm currently doing that full time.
Ah, gotcha. Um, so tell me your why. Why Hyrox?
Why hard rock? So from a pretty young age, I did a lot of sports, so which was tennis, golf, and soccer.
Hmm.
So it's a wide range, but it's more team related sports and then individual sports. But then at uni, I could not do it anymore because you have to drive home. It was not possible. And then I started with strength training and running. And eventually it became a passion that I had like two friend groups, one that was going to the gym, one that was going to the forest. And I joined them both. I became better in both. And then after 5 years, there was Hyrox. So I ran for maybe almost every day, and I was like 4 times in the gym. And then we saw a video on Instagram of Hyrox, and I was like, wow, that's something we need to try. And then from the beginning, we were really good at it. And I think that the winner in me, so I'm really competitive. Even if a car tries to pass me on the bike, I really think I'm going to catch the car,
Yeah,
which is of
yeah.
course not possible. But I'm super competitive, and Hyrox got me the opportunity to be competitive on an elite level, so against the best in the world, and that's super addictive.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And it's still addictive. And in the beginning, of course, it was easier to win it. I became age group world champion in Manchester in our second year, and of course now I don't think I will be ever I don't think I ever will be on the World Championship podium in the elites, in the doubles, maybe in the relay, that's possible. But now my why is just get better and try to, yeah, beat some of the fittest and best athletes in the world, because Hyrox has those elites in those races. Like
Yeah.
Hunter McIntyre, we have a WhatsApp group with our coach, and it's actually called Beating Hunter McIntyre.
Aha.
We beat him once, but that was because he got disqualified
Yeah.
in Chicago. So it's not uh, something that I did in a normal race, but still, that's the goal.
Yes. Well, your background, obviously your sporting background, and then your profession in the military. How long have you been in the military?
It's my sixth year
6 year.
now, so 6 years, yeah.
So obviously, what you're doing in the military, that cross training and that just that military style training, just overall well prepares you for something like Hyrox.
That's true. It's like I said, it's running, it's dragging someone, it's pushing, it's everything that Hyrox is, but maybe a little bit more functional. Like the sled
Yeah.
pull can be just a casualty drag, where you take a doll of 80 kilograms and you have to just drag it through the mud.
Hmm.
It's basically the same principle, same muscle groups. So it's quite similar, and I think Hyrox is quite popular with guys from the military or law enforcement, like police and stuff.
Hmm.
They're good at it.
Yeah, firefighters too. It seems a lot. It
Yes,
draws a lot of
exactly,
firefighters. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, because you're all training the same similar ways, right? You're pulling, you're doing all the same functional movements in your training.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's correct.
So going into like your fifth year of Hyrox. So tell me, when did you first hear about Hyrox and what was your very first race?
It is a story that maybe symbolizes our friend group quite a bit. So we were sitting with four friends, Floris, Peter, my doubles partner, and Thierry Wilgenburg, and we saw then Hyrox, and we were like looking at the times. We're like, oh, those guys, they they're not running that fast.
Yeah, so
Like
what year was this? What year?
2022.
So like right at the end of COVID.
Yes, right at the end of COVID. And
Okay.
COVID, we trained really hard as a
Yeah.
group together, because you could have like two or three
Hmm.
friends, and we just went to a house, we built a gym, and we trained really, really hard. So we were quite fit at the time. So we thought, Hyrox, they don't run that fast. It was the European Championship, and we sent an email to Hyrox. Is it possible to join the elite race? Because we are quite fit. Hyrox replied to that mail, which was quite special. That I don't think they do it now. And they said, this is how you qualify for the elites, but you can do the normal race. So we just registered for the European Championship. Peter and I in the doubles, and Thierry and Floris in the singles. So that was
Yeah.
Maastricht 2023. Um, and we went there, uh, and then eventually we won the European title in the age group, and Thierry actually became a European champion in the singles race, and he beat Hidde Weersma,
Yeah.
who is now his doubles partner, and he also broke the world record, the Hyrox world record, like 3 months ago. And then the funny story is that now we're all elite racers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the first race, we wanted to race the elites, and we just thought, oh, we send a mail and maybe it's possible to join the elite race. But of course, there's only room for 15 people in the elite race. But that's how we started, really arrogant, really cocky. But it's also something that in our friend group, it's like, yeah, if somebody runs a marathon, it's like, yeah, I can do it too. We
Yeah.
keep each other down to earth. And for some people from outside our friend group, it looks quite arrogant. But in the
It's
group,
not.
it's like, you run a marathon. That's good. I think I can do it faster. And then maybe it becomes a goal to do it faster. But it's a really competitive group. I also just got my bachelor party.
Yeah.
It's like my stag party, or I don't know how it's called.
Yeah, bachelor.
And everybody was there as well, and we went for a bike and run of 20 kilometers, and we did a sort of high rocks a CrossFit Games
Ha.
type of weekend. So I'm quite stiff and sore at the moment.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
it's funny that Hyrox at the moment for 5 years connected us, because we see each other in Chicago. We are in a hotel together.
Yeah.
So we traveled the world with the friend group where it started with the 4 guys. Yeah, that's the first race that we said we were going to win, and we
Now,
actually did it. So
let me ask you a question. So, looking back, you ran doubles with Peter, right? That first
yeah,
race. How did your time compare to the elites at that race? Where were you guys at?
um, our time was 54, and it was of course an open doubles race
Yeah,
because pro doubles was not invented yet. I think it was setting us top 20 in the world maybe,
yeah,
uh, but not great. And then 2 weeks later, we raced in Hamburg because I won a ticket to Hamburg
yeah.
just on Instagram. We did 52 in our second race. So it was already a 2 minute and a 2 minute improvement. And then I think 52 was then top 10 in the world. And
Yes.
then we came close to the world records at World Championship that we won in the age group. Uh,
Was that
so
Manchester?
it was Manchester, yes. And then yeah, it was quite special because you come in a new sport. Now it's not possible anymore. So we were really living on a high. We were training on a high
Yeah,
because we were like world champs. We come home, the TV wants an interview, and it was quite special. And then maybe looking back at it, I should have enjoyed it a little bit more because it was normal. It was normal. We just trained and it was good, and we wanted to improve. But now it's impossible if you come to your first Hyrox race, and for example, in the doubles you run a 54 like we did.
hmm,
Now you become top 50 maybe if you're
yeah,
lucky,
yeah,
and you don't get the sensation that we had because you're like top 50.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not good, but we had we were like, we're European champions, baby. We come back, people were waving a flag on the airport, and not a lot, like a couple of friends, and we felt like on top of the world. But then now with the same performance, you just get 50th, okay.
yeah,
And then you come back, you don't have a good feeling. But I always say to people that I coach as well, you have to take in account, if you do that, then you need 2 3 more years and you have the same
yeah,
level as us maybe, and then that's an elite level. Of
yeah.
course in 5 years the elite level will be pushed 2 minutes faster as well. But yeah, it's crazy to think, and we got really lucky that we found high rocks that easily or that early.
Yeah. So your very first race, you rolled in with a number one
Yes, in the age group,
in the age group. Yeah,
in the total we were third after some Germans, 2 German teams. Yeah.
yeah,
uh, and yeah, for us it was quite amazing to do because I never touched a ski erg before. Now I have a ski erg at home,
yeah,
just standing on my balcony, a rower. So it changed quite a bit. But maybe the first race is also nice because you can overpace and then you can dive really hard. I think it's more difficult in the second race because then oof, we cannot push that hard in the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah, yeah. I always
So we
tell everybody
definitely
that
pushed hard.
I always tell everybody your first race, just treat it as a workout, right? Treat it as just a metcon of, just a metcon, and and
Yeah.
then go from there. Don't treat your first race as a race.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So you've raced, I did my little homework on, you've got 42 races, 33 podiums, and I think I've counted you've raced 4 times at the elite level. Is that correct?
Yeah, so my stats are decreasing because the elites, of course, it's difficult to get a podium there.
Yeah, but
Um,
still, I looked. Your PB in solo pro is 54 and some change, right? 54. What is your solo
Solo,
pro?
it's
56.
56.
56, yeah,
56.
56.
Yeah.
And this year at the Elite 15 men's solo, you would have been there with Hito Veersma, uh, uh, um, James Kelly. You were right there with their times. So that's not that
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
you should be
It's
proud of
not
that.
it's not bad, but I raced I think 4 or 5 elite solo races, but it's so I train so specific for the doubles, so
Doubles, yeah.
it's a different race. It's a
It
completely
is.
different race. I raced the 56. It was the weekend that my daughter was born, so I didn't even know if I could race, but like it was a Hyrox race just next to our city. It's like 20 minutes drive, and I just started to do it really easy, really chill. The first 30 minutes, I was just waving at friends and talking with people that were running on the track as well. And then actually, it gave me a really good feeling. And on the lunges, I could really fly through. I was like passing 5 elite guys, if not 5 pro guys in the lunges, at like 250 or something.
Yeah.
And then on the wall balls, it felt great as well. And I think that's a better tactic than that I used to do before, and then just go hard from the beginning. I cannot I cannot hang on to those guys like Hidde and James Kelly, but I do believe that I'm on a physical level the equal athletes. I think we're the same, uh, but they really have the advantage in the singles race, and then I
Yeah.
think in a doubles race it's always really close. I think now it's like I won 3 times against Hidde and he won 4 times against me. So it's like if you have a good day, you win. And if you have a
Yeah.
bad day, you lose.
Yeah. Well, you're right there with those guys. You're 32. How old is Hida?
Um, he's 28.
Oh, so he's a little bit younger. He looks older
Yeah.
than you for some reason. Well, I think it's all the chest hair.
Yes, it's a chest hair, definitely. No,
Yeah.
I think Hidde is a little bit younger than me, so 4 years. But he's quite a tall. He's a
He
tall
is.
athlete. I think he's 10 centimeters taller than me. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, those big tall guys just crush the row and crush the ski, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and now we this year we started with the Benelux team, so it's Belgium, Netherlands, and the Luxembourg elite athletes to train together, and that's also nice to see and push each other on
Hmm.
Hyrox workouts, and then you feel that you're like it's 1% off. Maybe they're like 1% faster,
Hmm.
but in Hyrox race, 1% is 36 or 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's not that much,
No.
but yeah, it's the difference is not that big in
Yes.
Hyrox.
So your best solo pro time is 56 minutes. How about your pro doubles, men? What's your personal best?
40, 49,
Woo!
49.55. So that's a little bit more impressive. We said in last year, we made an interview with national television. We said we're going to crush 50 minutes one time. And then in London, this year we did it. And it was like a little bit of a lifetime achievement. Cool. It was really a really big goal for us.
Was that the
Um,
number one overall time at London?
it was the second time,
Oh, who
so that
beat you?
Alan Cow and Mark Dean. So
Okay.
also two guys who raced in the elites.
Yeah.
Alan Cow in the I think he's like 17 in the world right now, and of course Mark Dean did a couple of majors in the elites. So it's really difficult to win a race at the moment.
Yes. And then I see you race mixed doubles too. How well have you done in the mixed doubles space?
So mixed doubles, I did one with my wife, which was a fun race to do, and then I did one with a young athlete that I coach. So it's Senna. She has a running background. I said you have to try a Hyrox with me, and that we had I think a 53, 53 or 52, 53. The goal was a 52, but I think we missed out on it by a couple of seconds. So I think it was 53:10, something like
Yes.
that.
Ah, still, those are all super good, impressive times. Yeah.
Yes, and then at World Championships in Stockholm, I was racing with her as well, and then we missed out on the podium by a couple of seconds, which was, of
Yes.
course, a little bit. Well, we were a little bit disappointed, but it was only our second Hyrox race, which made it, of course, super impressive, because in front of us there were maybe 2 or 3 other elite teams with a pair of elites. Not a
Yes.
pair of elites, but one elite and one that's raced previously in the elites. So I think, we did quite good.
Yes. This year at Stockholm, you raced in the Elite 15 doubles and 14th place in the Elite 15 doubles.
Yeah, it was still a little bit disappointed with that one.
Yeah,
But
but
like I
still,
said,
Tom, you're racing at the elite level.
true, but
You've got to be proud of that. But
that's
I get it. I get it. Like I shoot for the podium every time, right? And I'm to the point, just like you, where if I don't make this year, I'm shooting for all number ones. right? Number one every time I race. But it's so weird. If I get second place or third place, I'm disappointed with myself. So I know the feeling.
Yeah, but I think before a race, and maybe it's also a good tip or something that people can take away from the podcast is we always make goals,
Yeah,
realistic goals, and like a goal that is unbelievable, like something that is almost not possible. But we make 3 levels, and then what the result is, you have to be content, or you have to be happy with it. And then the place you have is not something you can decide. It's like, oh, I want to be this place. But if, for example, uh, Hunter McIntyre and Tim Wenish team up, then first place is gone. It's not possible.
yeah,
So we have like, if you race and you complete the race plan, you write the race plan on paper, and you can execute it well. That's Then you have to be content. Then that's what you did. You trained for it, and you have to be, yeah. It's a
happy with the
situation. You have to be
results.
happy with the results. And then at Worlds, it was just an off day. It was like we didn't do what we wrote down. We messed up some transitions, which of course do not cost you the race, but they cost maybe 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah,
But it's just an execution that was not good, and then you cannot be happy with the race plan. So race plan was not good, and then the the feeling in the race, you try to really enjoy the atmosphere, and yeah, it was just everything that we did was not good. And at the end, we have to just, you cannot be happy with the result, even if we had like a 49.50, so a race PB, and we became dead last. Then I could say PB, we were in the best shape of our lives, we did everything. But that was not the case, so therefore we could not really be happy. And I think that will also maybe light a fire to become even better right now. So I think disappointment is a beautiful thing, because if I'm disappointed, then watch out, I will
yeah,
become better. And
yeah,
that's the main goal. So, and then what's played a big role as well, I became a father 2 months before the World Championships. Yeah, and I have to admit, it's quite heavy.
yeah.
The nights will become shorter or interrupted, and I got the flu 1 week before the World Championships, so the stars were not really aligned for good results. But it's really cool to see how Hyrox delivers at the World Championship. It's like a really big spectacle. So it's also a goal to just be there. And
Yes.
that was the goal before. So I'm really happy that I was in the venue racing in the elites. But then the part where I had to do like, this is what we are capable of. The performance was, yeah, was not good.
Yeah. Well, you and Rich Ryan are sharing company because Rich Ryan here in the States is a new father too. I think his daughter, son or daughter, I can't remember. They were born like around December, January. So you guys are both new fathers.
Yes, we were together at doping control after the race, and we are talking a little bit about, yeah, it's quite a different lifestyle at the moment. But of course, if you are Rich Ryan, I don't know him, his financial situation, but I think he's like sponsored a little bit more than me.
Yeah.
It's also easier if you don't have to go to work 32 hours a week, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So in your 42 Hyrox races, do you have one that just sticks out as being the most memorable race for you?
Yes, so we have one race where everything went perfect. So on 40 races, we had one where it was like boom, 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 everything went smooth, everything went well,
And
and
it's
that was
you and
in the
Peter? You and Peter?
it's yeah, in the doubles race. Uh, and that was in Melbourne. In
Oh yeah.
Melbourne, the elite race where we qualified for the Stockholm World Championship was going so well, and we didn't feel that we were in a red zone. Of course, the heart rate was high, but
Yeah.
it felt so good. If somebody passes you, you can run a little bit faster. So they have to pass you in the bend, and they make more meters, and then yeah, it was just racing, pure racing, and it was a really good feeling. And we had the same feeling at the same time. And if you do doubles, of course, uh, that is the main goal, that you on the on the race day, you have a good day. uh, you feel good, you have no injuries whatsoever, and that the race plan goes well. You have to feel good after the rower together, and not one feels good after the rower and the other one is suffering, because of course you can at yeah at a certain level run each other into the ground,
Into the
or just
ground.
break somebody. So that was the race where after the race we said, oh, I felt so good after the row, and I was like, yeah, me too. And then when they passed us, I was like, yeah, we're really fighting, yeah. And it was just like pure in sync. That was the perfect race. And of course, we got the world championship spots afterwards. So also after the race, you get a really good feeling. Everything was like, oh, we flew 32 hours to Melbourne, and it was just a check in the box. We going to Worlds, where London was also a perfect race for us. But then it's you become second, and it's like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Um, so it's maybe we're too critical about performances, that's for sure.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
Yeah, we have to be a little bit more happy. But that was a race where, yeah, if I sleep good, that's the race that I dream of.
But that's a good answer. You dream of that race. Yeah, I think for most of us that have raced, over 20, 25, 30 races, we all have that one memorable race that just sticks out where, like you said, you just felt amazing. You could have played two that day, right? You're like, hey, let's go race again.
Yes, true. It is. And also you get like the runner's high or
Yeah.
something, the Hyrox high. Everything goes so smooth. It is yeah, of course you have to be well trained to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
If you have that sensation until the wall balls and then you break, I think some people have the and experience that problem as well. But yeah, in the doubles you can also rely on your teammates, but that's a race that we want to do over. So also in the training, sometimes we think, we have to prepare for another Melbourne race. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So you've raced all over. You've raced here in the States. You've raced in Asia. You've raced over in Europe. Do you have a favorite venue that you've been to? And when I say favorite venue, not necessarily just the venue, but like the city, the surroundings itself. Like I really enjoyed Stockholm, the green, it was pretty, it was inviting to be there. I really enjoyed Chicago. Do you have a venue that you really just appreciate the whole experience?
I think easy answer. It's Melbourne as well,
Melbourne.
and then Chicago a close second.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, Melbourne. We were there 2 years ago, and we qualified there for the World Championship in Chicago as well in the elites. And we came there, and we already had an advantage because we were sleeping in the same hotel. We knew the venue. We had the jet lag the year before, so now we handled the jet lag a lot better the second year in Melbourne. And then, yeah, if you're in Melbourne in December, it's 25
Yeah.
degrees, like it's sunny, it's super hot. And in Belgium, of course, it was snowing and it was super cold and wet. So that you just take the plane and you're like, wow, it's vacation, it's summer again. So that's a really nice vibe. People are super friendly, and you really feel the healthy lifestyle in Melbourne. Everybody is fit. Of course, if you go to a Hyrox around the venue, everybody is fit. It's
Yeah.
one of the things my girlfriend, my wife is thinks is quite funny. If she goes to Hyrox, she's like, "This is not normal. The people are always the traps and the shoulders are so wide, and the girls are so fit." But yeah, Melbourne has that vibe. It's a really nice city.
Yes. So you talk about your wife a little bit. Is she into fitness as well? Obviously, if she's run a high rocks before, she's got to be somewhat fit.
She is fit. She does
Be
physical
careful what you
activity.
say here.
She does physical activity, but she does not do sports, which is
Yeah.
sports is for me is a competitive thing.
Yeah.
But she likes to just go for a run, go to the gym. But Hyrox was one of the first times that she actually put a race kit on and a chip for time. She's more like I do it for fun, and that's also how we did the
Yeah.
Hyrox. But now it was timed, so it was quite special for her as well. But she will do a Hyrox in the near future, uh, but we haven't decided which one.
Does she enjoy the race like as much as you do?
Yes, she enjoyed the race, and I enjoyed the race with her maybe more than some other races
Yeah.
because I was not pushing that hard. On the stations, I was like, oh yes, I'm going to really do 20 burpees in a row. But um, the running, I can really enjoy, look at the people that were there to support us. I could cheer her on. In a race with Peter, I'm not cheering him on because I have no air. I just like full in the red zone, really, really suffering. So it was maybe my most enjoyable Hyrox experience.
Yes, yes, I can totally relate because I've raced one race with my wife. She's not uber competitive, but she's fit. She races Hyrox too.
Okay.
And so, yeah, just like you, I was able to enjoy the race. I did most of the work, but it was a fun experience to race with my wife. Yeah,
Yes, and that's something that Hyrox does really well. You can do it on a super competitive level. You can do it to finish. You can do it with somebody that's not prepared. You can do it in a swimsuit for I don't care.
yeah,
Some people do it in a firefighting
yeah.
outfit for charity. It is nice to be racing on the same track, but of course sometimes after the race, if we sometimes bump into each other, I'm like, oh, sorry that I hit you. I could not. Yeah, pause you or something. So it's an advantage, but sometimes also a disadvantage. So I'm really happy that they invented the fast lane.
Yes, yes. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. We talked a lot about racing. Let's talk about training now. So, what is your current, let's just say your week of training? What is training like for Tom?
4 times running, depending on the which period in this season, it's slow or some intervals. Now
Hmm.
it's a little bit slow with high speed sessions, but it's just once a week, and it's 4 strength sessions, 2 lower body, 1 upper body, and 1 hybrid-ish session where we do a little bit more sled work, a little bit more carry lunges, and so on. So not super high rock specific. I would say we touch on the stations once a week, but yeah, for the rest, just become quite strong, a little bit more for the lower body, and then that's it. Maybe throw in one more cardio session on the bike, but yeah, that is 9 sessions a week.
Okay, so are you doubling up any days?
Yeah, today I'm doubling up. I did an interval this morning and I did strength in the afternoon. So
Yep, yep. Um, so I think, a lot of us that have been doing this for years now are your training evolves, right? Like you reflect back on the season and you're like, okay, I'm gonna make changes. I think that's one of Rich Ryan, if you listen to his RMR podcast or YouTube, he's been talking a little bit about how he's switching up the season. Over the years, how has your training evolved? Like, do you remember going back like the first year, like how you trained? Do you reflect back on that and be like, man, how has it changed over the years?
I think the volume is stayed the same ish. So I
Hmm.
would say that the working hours are the same. I do think that now we train a little bit more alternative methods like biking,
So more
a little
cross
bit more
training.
cross training, a little bit
Yeah.
more on the ski erg, uh, because there's a ski erg on my balcony. For
Hmm.
example, if it's there, you just do it a little bit more. I also have a bike there. We did some heat training,
Yeah.
which is for those who do not know, 5 times a week, 1 hour on the bike with clothes on. Even on the hottest day of the year, if you go out in your t-shirt, it's not enough. So you have to really be sweating a lot, um, and it it helped us perform better. But the mental aspect of the training is quite difficult because it's an extra training. So you train 5 hours more a week, and it's 5 hours where only the first 5 minutes are okay, and then it's 45 minutes where you are really pushing mentally to continue. And it's not that you have to cycle really hard. It's like,
Yeah.
for me, it's like 200 watts. It's like lower than my zone 2 if I can do it for 10 hours if I need to. But with the clothes on, it doesn't feel super nice. And then we track it with this device, so we really know when we are in the right zone. And it's
Yeah.
like you have to cycle in a fever, and if you have a fever, then you have to stay there for 35 minutes, uh, which is quite demanding mentally. Physically, it's okay, but we did that a couple of times, and then we did it for the World Championship as well. But then, in hindsight, it was not a good idea. With the combination of becoming a father, it was too much. So sometimes people do a little bit too much, and even if you do less, it gives you a better result. So people have to really be aware
Yeah,
what to do, especially for Hyrox. Sometimes one training a day is enough.
yeah,
If you don't have the proper rest or the proper nutrition, I think for strength training, especially, I think 3 sessions a week could be the like the golden zone where you are giving your muscles enough rest to improve.
yeah, yeah. Do you you mentioned heat training. Do you swim at all?
I used to swim a little. I used to do it, but now I don't anymore. Simple reason: the swimming pool that is next to our gym has closed for a year.
Ah,
So now it's more ski or
yeah,
training. So
yeah,
I do not think it's worth to take like an 30 minutes car ride to go swim.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
just something that makes my life extra difficult, so I don't do it.
yeah. Um, so go back. I want to go back to something you said. Uh, as athletes, especially an elite athlete like yourself, there's that line of training to overtraining. Have you ever crossed that line and felt, yeah, experienced overtraining?
Mm, I think I came close this year at Worlds. Maybe the fever that I got was a sign of my body that I
Yeah,
was over the line. I think it's yeah the correlation between getting sick or injured and being over the line or being in the overtraining zone. It's there. Um, but for the rest, I think I can do a lot of volume. And we have two coaches at the moment. So one that does the programming and the cardio sessions, and one that does the strength. And yeah, because we give a lot of feedback, they can pull on the brakes because, of course, you feel it yourself. Before a really big competition, I think you can feel a little bit down mentally or down physically for a couple of weeks. But if it's more than 5 weeks, then you're just digging a hole for yourself.
yeah,
It's not possible anymore to do it. And if
yeah,
if you, I once heard an Olympic trainer say you have the rule of three. One third of the training sessions should feel perfect. So maybe you don't necessarily like to go to the swimming pool, for example, but you did the session afterwards. You're like, oh, that was a good session. That was nice. So one needs to be positive. One needs to be neutral. So you do it and you're like, I did it. It's fine. And even one training can feel, the paces, I didn't hit my paces or I didn't hit my weights, but I did it anyway. And if that balance is there, that's good. But if you
yeah,
have like a week where like, I didn't hit my paces on the run, and then the next strength session, you're like, I didn't hit my numbers in the squat, uh, then oof, you're maybe pushing it a little bit, or why are you not getting the numbers? Maybe it's a super simple solution, but then you have to really start looking into it. Maybe it's nutrition, maybe it's sleep, maybe it's just stress because you're building a home and everything goes wrong. I don't know.
hmm let's see. So I had another add-on question there to the training. Um, let's go this way. At Hyrox, if you could replace one, or what's your kryptonite station? Do you have a kryptonite station?
mm, I would say wall balls, but yeah, I would say wall balls at the moment.
Okay, so if you could replace any station at Hyrox with something else, if Hyrox came to you and said, Tom, we need to come up, we need to replace the station with something, what station would you replace and what would you replace it with?
Hmm, difficult. I always think that a little bit more CrossFit vibe would suit Hyrox as well. For example, if you add some pull-ups, for example. So let's skip wall balls and let's make it 100 pull-ups.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a new one. I haven't had anybody say pull-ups yet. A lot of people say throwing the bike, the assault bike.
Nah, leave it out.
Leave the assault bike.
No assault bike.
Yeah, no assault bike. Um, there was another. I had a question that came up when you were talking about training that I wanted to hit on. It'll come back to me, but let's see. When new people come and start training with you, what suggestions do you have for new people coming into the sport?
Uh, that there are more options to train for Hyrox than you think. So if you, for example, really love cycling and you're like, I really love it, maybe then the cardio part you can cycle 2 or 3 times a week and you only run twice a week, for example. You don't have to go for 5 runs. You're used to cycling, so it's even a good training for you. You added swimming. Swimming is also a perfect one. So if you do a ton, yeah, a cross training, I think that that one is a nice one. Look for people who can train with you.
Yeah,
That's also quite an important one. Uh, it can be on a lower level. I think if you can go for a run on your speeds, in your perfect zones all the time, that's good. But if you have to do like 10 seconds slower each mile or each kilometer, and you can take a friend, always pick that option because you will do it more. I think that one is important as well. And then train with a trainer or with somebody that knows what they're doing,
yeah,
or just write 4 principles of training down and try to make your own training and keep you to it. Like, don't up your volume by 10% every week. Simple rule. The 80-20 rule: 20% is interval or fast, 80% is slow. Super simple. You don't have to do intervals 4 times a week. Um, things like that. If you really just think about the basics, I would say do that, because at the end it's a slow process. We became European champion with a 54, but eventually now we're sub 50. It took us 5 years to drop 4 minutes.
yeah,
4 minutes is not that much, and the first race that you have, it's a starting point, and even if it's bad, then you have more, yeah, time for progressions. You can hit a PB more easily, and everybody wants to race a PB in Hyrox. I would also say, don't aim for time, aim for feeling,
yeah,
and aim for um, guarding a race plan. If you
yeah,
can do the race plan, and if you have the sensation in a simulation where you're like, okay, I can still do the lunges without stopping for like 20, 30 seconds to really recover. If you can do it unbroken, I say it's unbroken if you don't have to really pause for 30 seconds. That's perfect. That's what you want. You
yes,
don't necessarily want to do them as fast as an elite athlete. You just want to do them consistently, better than the last race. Even if it's 2, 3 seconds, it's 2, 3 seconds.
yes, yes. Um, Let me ask you this. This was the question I had going back to the when we were talking about your training. Do you train better as a group in a group with guys that'll really push you, gals that'll really push you, or you train better solo?
So what I said, the 80-20 rule, I train a lot better in the 20. If I train with a group, I'm hyper competitive. If somebody's in front of me, it will help me push
Yeah,
a little bit harder. And then if the slow trainings are on my running pace, then the group is a nice adjustment. It's a nicer feeling to run in a group as well. So I think in a group, it's a lot easier to do all the training. So mentally, it's easier um, to just do the training, and to really push hard. A group helps as well. And then I speak. It's for Hyrox training sessions and running training sessions.
y-
Strength, I just want to do alone.
yes, yes. And then how about, let me ask you this too. Do you race anything other than Hyrox? Do you do triathlons, marathons, half marathons, anything like that?
I did them before, but now it's super specific. It's only Hyrox, which is actually sometimes um, yeah, difficult, because it's all my eyes are on one target, and
Yeah,
it sports or competition becomes more of a job. So it's taking the fun out of it a little bit. I have a good example. After World Championships, it's a race, and then the doping controller is, yeah, you have to come with me. I had no time to celebrate with my family. I have no time to just chat with competitors. You're like, okay, I will go. I will pee. yeah, it doesn't really has the nice. It's different than a normal race. If I raced in Belgium, after the race, I'm just chatting with people like, oh, they're saying, oh yeah, I watched you on YouTube and I'm doing this and that, and you have a nice conversation of, or I started Hyrox because of
Yeah.
you. That's nice. That's why you race as well, to inspire other people. So sometimes I think it takes the fun out of sports or a little bit. So
Yes.
that's something I'm really going to add more. If I stop with Hyrox in the elite level, I'm definitely going for an Ironman. I'm definitely running a little bit more trails,
Yeah.
ultra trails as well. So that's something that I used to do more, like ultra trails, triathlon, some CrossFit competitions, which are of course quite difficult because the weights are a little bit heavier. Yeah.
Yes. All right. One last question here, and then we'll wrap it up. Do you have any funny High Rock stories, race day stories? Anything you want to tell us that's just kind of out of the ordinary?
Um, yeah, I thought about this one as well. The first one, of course, was that we wrote an email to Hyrox to become an elite. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then at the World Championship, I had a little bit of uh, a bad moment, I would
Yeah.
say. So I raced mixed doubles with Senna, and we came to the starting line. And of course, in my competitive mind, I'm going to win, so I want to be on the first row. And there were like already 20 people in front of us. I'm like, I have to
Yeah.
solve this. So I'm touching somebody on the shoulder. I'm like, hey, man, is it possible that we start in front of you? And like the first two, three say, oh yeah, you race in the lead. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. And then the last line, I'm like touching the female on the shoulder. I'm like, hi, uh, are you going to win, something like that? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, we try to win the world championship. Can I go be in front of you? And she's like, I'm like, what's your fastest time? And she's like, yeah, 54. I'm like, yeah, ours is 52. Can I maybe go in front of you? And she was like, uh, no, you cannot. And I was like, the first time, like, okay, good. And then eventually they beat us by 1 second. So
Ah,
it was yeah, normally I don't do it, but at the world championship it was like, oh, okay, that was a bad moment for me to ask. But then afterwards I talked to her and like, yeah, I didn't know that you were that good. And she's like, yeah, I'm a professional athlete. I was on I did the CrossFit games
who was
last
it?
year. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, it was an American girl. She was super fit, but yeah, in Hyrox everybody is super fit.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, I want to be on the first line. I was like tapping on her shoulder to ask if I could, yeah, jump the queue, but she was like, mm-mm,
Ha.
not on my
Not
watch.
gonna
So
happen.
actually, yeah, so she went. If she gave me the spot, maybe we were yeah, 1 second faster, and we were faster than them. So she was right, of course, to say no, you start behind me. But it
Right.
was, yeah, a little bit not funny, but it was like, yeah, that moment,
Yeah.
like I missed, yeah,
Yes.
I missed a little bit.
So coming up, we got the season coming up here. What's your next race?
It's Athens, the 6th of September. So in, yeah, 3 weeks
3 weeks?
we will go race doubles, pro, and the relay.
Sounds good, Tom. Good talking to you today. Have a good rest of the day.
Yeah, for you as well. For me, it's not that long, but
Yeah.
for you, you still have some time left. So see you and have a good training session.
Okay, thanks, Tom.